every team in the world had a couple of quality fast bowlers. And the rules that existed, where there was no bouncer rule, you could bowl 6 and over. You hardly had any protection. I mean, he never wore anything, barring that thermocol on his head. There was no visor, nothing of that sort. So you got to give credit, for what he did there. And as a personality, you would feel, is this guy always like this? When we see him batting, he's dead serious, he's disciplined, there's nothing out of place. It's like clockwork with Gavaskar. But he had a sense of humor that was unmatched, really. He could mimic anyone. He was never overawed by opposition or an opponent. And, those are qualities which a lot of people don't see. He transformed Indian cricket in many ways. He put Indian cricket on the map in a way where an opening batsman, unheard of from India, getting the kind of runs he was getting and putting India on the map, as far as world cricket goes, that here is a professional, a quintessential professional, a genius, a champion, who doesn't have any practice against fast bowling. The fastest bowler he would have played would have been bowling at about 80 clicks an hour, as opposed to what he was facing when he went overseas and in the conditions he did. And the attacks that India had, they didn't have pace, they relied on spin. Opposition had the opportunity of leaving as much grass they wanted on the surface. Then for the bloke to go out and average over 50 overseas in over 70 test matches that he played, 60 or 70, is phenomenal. It's when you see these kinds of stats, you realize what this machine did. He became a folk hero. A lot of youngsters in our era, like me, just sitting in the dressing room would be like a sponge as to every word he said. But forget our generation, the generations after that, the Tendulkars, the Dravids, the Laxmans, whoever played, they would have all wanted to emulate this man. And that's what he did. There are 4 or 5 players, in the 50 years, you can say, who, transformed cricket. They left a legacy behind. You could say it's a Tiger Pataudi, Gavaskar, it could be Kapil Dev, it could be a Tendulkar, Dhoni. Make no mistake about that. They will leave a legacy. They have left a legacy. And Sunny, in that period, being an opening batsman, so it was a little different. No one expected that. They expected spinners, they expected middle order batsmen. You would not expect an opening batsman from India, from this part of the world, to come out and have a record as he did, to be the first man to get 10,000 runs.